welcome to another episode of Region Diary, the show that brings to you special stories from your state. I am your host, Pooja Mishra. Art lovers witnessed a unique display of art and paintings put up by artists Ragini Dwara and Swagat Kashyap during an art show at the Mati Center in Guwahati. The artworks by the duo featured a variety of subjects. From abstract, realistic to pop art, the exhibition had a lot to offer to the art enthusiast. More on the story.
The beautiful brushstrokes with acrylic, charcoal, oil displayed at the Mati Center in Guwahati were a visual treat for the art enthusiast of the city. The creative artworks were exhibited in a unique way on unpainted walls and sacks. The rugged space added a distinctive beauty to this art and paintings.
We have put a very rugged space, but every paintings, when they have a theme around it, we have put the props around, as representing the themes. Well, because of the things, because it's very different. What I'm representing is very different from, even theme-wise, they are very different. So the rugged space gives us a kind of standing out. It somehow gives the environment and the feeling of, the paintings. Rather than you walk into the art gallery, you're not noticing the walls, you're not noticing anything but just the painting. But we, for a change, don't want them to notice just the painting.
The three-day art exhibition by artists Ragini Dwara and Swagat Kashyap were based on wide-ranging themes. Paintings of Ragini Dwara, who loves to explore realistic art and use different mediums in paintings, were based on themes like people and passion, European lands, the rare ones, helpers, to name a few.
So there is this one's fulfilling responsibilities. There are the rare ones, which are the tigers. So there's a black leopard, which we call it panther, is actually a leopard which is black. So the black leopard and the white tiger, they are called the rare ones. And if you look at the paintings, they exchange colors. The white tiger's color is the black leopard's background, and the black leopard's color are the white tiger's background. So that way, that is the rare ones. Then there are the helpers. The helpers is those three photographs of, helpers. And then people with passion are people I know who have passion for that specific, say, instrument, or even horse rider. One of my friends, she's into horse riding, so her portrait. And then there are other themes like European lanes, which is me traveling in Croatia and Spain and all different places where I capture the part where people don't really take a picture of because they're looking at a monument and you turn back and there's a different lane there which people don't notice, and I take the picture of that and paint that. So these are some different themes that I work on. And
accomplished artist Ragini had earlier exhibited her artworks at Guwahati Artists Guild and Headingley Enterprise and Art Centre in Leeds.
I've done 3 before. One was a solo one, which I did in Artists Guild. The second one was in UK. It's a charity place, charity and art kind of workshop kind of place where I put up some very few, like 6-7 paintings in Leeds. And then after that, just before this, we had one in Artists Guild. So yeah, after that, because I'm not doing this professionally, at least so far, so I cannot give that much time and space for it as much as I would want to.
While self-taught artist Swagat Kashyap has a taste for abstract art and loves to explore both conventional and unconventional art forms. His paintings, which were put up at the exhibition, were based on subjects like flora, faces in politics, among others.
My basically paintings are of like different forms. Right now I have put up pop art. These two are pop art. This side I have got some abstract, which I call it faces, and I do have knife painting as well. And here basically I have done all faces. all different emotions. Basically, it's all real, a bit of mixture of different strokes of, and it's all acrylic basically. It's a pop art is a form of art where you where it comes with modern terms, and where new thing starts from. That's we call pop, like pop music. Then different like art also have different kind of elements. So and here in my, it's like a basically I have done cartoon type things. Actually, cartoon is also a pop art. So these are the characters I have shown here.
As evident from these displays, the duo had beautifully captured the variety of subjects on canvas. Bureau Report, Northeast Live.
The Sikkim State Bodybuilding Association recently organized the 19th Mr. Sikkim and first Mr. and Miss Northeast Physique Championship in the state, with a view to providing a platform to the bodybuilders of the Northeast and also to promote the sport in the region. Well, bodybuilders from Manipur, Assam, West Bengal, Darjeeling participated in the bodybuilding competition. Here is the story.
With an aim to encourage the youth of the state towards the sport of bodybuilding, Sikkim recently played host to 19th Mr. Sikkim and first Mr. and Miss Northeast Physique Championship at Manan Kendra in Gangtok. Bishal Chetri was adjudged as 19th Mr. Sikkim, who is a fitness trainer by profession. The first Northeast Women's Physique competition was won by a Siliguri-based businesswoman, Pranisha Lepcha, and the first Northeast Men's Physique was awarded to Biki Sewa from Rangpo in East Sikkim.
Here's the introduction once again.
Adding a zing to the bodybuilding championship, Mr. Asia runner-up and Mr. Darjeeling, Ribesh Pradhan, graced the event as the guest poser. The bodybuilding competitions were organized by the Sikkim State Bodybuilding Association in a bid to render a platform to local bodybuilders as well as to promote the sport. The event was also supported by the Sikkim Sports Department. With inputs from Sujal Pradhan, this is Aisha from Northeast Live.
With the theme Remembrance, Reconciliation, Rebirth, Kohima recently observed the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Kohima. The Battle of Kohima was fought in 3 stages from 3rd of April to 22nd of June during the Second World War in 1944 around the town of Kohima. Here is the story.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I lost my mind.
Recounting the loss of thousands of precious lives in the Battle of Kohima, one of the fiercest and toughest battles of the Second World War, the 75th anniversary of the battle was observed recently in Kohima by the Nagaland government under the theme Remembrance, Reconciliation and Rebirth. A slew of cultural activities were rolled out to mark the day. The dignitaries from the UK and Japan assembled at the program and sought forgiveness for the sufferings and pain caused against one another at the Battle of Kohima. Ambassador of Japan to India, Kenji Hiramatsu, recounted the toll of the battle on thousands of precious lives. Stating that the battle is etched as one of the fiercest battles in the hearts of many, Hiramatsu said that the relationship between Japan and the Northeast region has now become substantially closer, accelerating the development of the region.
The Battle of Kohima is etched in our hearts as one of the fiercest and toughest battles during the Second World War. It took a toll on thousands of precious lives of the Indian National Army, the British Commonwealth Force, and Japanese Army. The people of Nagaland and its neighbors, including Myanmar, had to endure severe suffering and pains. I'm grateful for the true partnership and friendship we have nurtured over the decades. Moreover, the relationship between Japan and the Northeastern region, including Nagaland, has become substantially closer.
Recalling that Kohima was the theatre of the war in 1944, CM Nephew Rio added that the relationship with the UK and Japan over the last 75 years stands as a model of the power of reconciliation, and also mentioned that Nagaland has been partnering with Japan International Cooperation Agency for various development projects.
The 75th anniversary of one of the most critical battles of the Second World War, the Battle of Kohima, which was decisive in leading to the end of the World War II. I salute all our brave soldiers who answered to the call of duty and sacrificed their today for our tomorrow. I also remembered those who endured unimaginable suffering as prisoners of war, and we honored the ultimate sacrifice of thousands of British, Indian, and Japanese soldiers who laid down their lives in Kohima.
The 75th anniversary of the Battle of Kohima will be a year-long celebration. The Battle of Kohima is often referred to as Stalingrad of the East. With inputs from Sarah, this is Aisha from Northeast Live.
And not just Kohima, Imphal too commemorated the Platinum Jubilee of the Battle of Imphal by organizing a solemn wreath-laying ceremony at Imphal's Commonwealth War Cemetery. As part of the event, 4 war veterans of the state, who are living legends, were felicitated on the occasion. Religious leaders of Muslim, Christian, Hindu and Sikh religions also read out from their respective holy books to bless the departed souls. It may be mentioned that the Battle of Imphal was fought 75 years ago from 8th March to 3rd of July in the year 1944. The battle, which is considered one of the fiercest battles of World War II, was fought around the town of Imphal, with the Japanese aiming to capture the logistics base of the Allied forces. The 75th anniversary of the battle was organized recently by the 9th Sector of Assam Rifles in coordination with the Manipur government. And during the celebration, war veterans, army and state officials paid homage to the brave hearts who laid their lives at the Battle of Imphal by observing a minute's silence. The victory for the British-led Allied forces came at a cost where more than 12,000 casualties were recorded on the Allied side and more than 50,000 casualties of the Japanese army. Both the Battle of Imphal along with the Battle of Kohima was voted as Britain's greatest battles by the British National Army Museum.
We do this because we feel that a soldier who has laid down his life for his country has made the biggest sacrifice that a man can do. And remembering him is very important. Because when we remember soldiers who die, even after many years, the people who are serving today get motivated. They know that if ever they have to do the same, they will never be forgotten by their grateful country. And it is for the morale of the serving soldier as much as for respecting the sacrifice of the dead soldier.
Battle of Imphal and Kohima was fought almost with the strategic aim of cutting off, reaching Japanese aim to defeat India and reach Kolkata. So Battle of Imphal and Kohima was the turning point in the World War II, one of the most deadliest battle of World War II, where more than 40,000 soldiers of Allied and Japanese forces gave their lives. And it is so important that had the Battle of Imphal been won by the Japanese, then the course of history would have changed, to my mind. That is the importance of Battle of Imphal.
It's time now to slip into a short break, but do come back soon because we have lots more on the other side. Welcome back, viewers. You're still watching Region Diary with me, Pooja. And as Assam celebrates Rongali Bihu with much fervor, its neighbor Arunachal Pradesh too celebrated the Sangken festival. The festival, which marks advent of the new year, is celebrated from April 13th to April 15th. And the main attraction of the festival is splashing clean water, which is the symbol of peace and purity. The water festival is celebrated by the Khamti tribe of the Arunachal Pradesh.
As the nation is celebrating various festivals to mark the beginning of the new year, festive mode can be witnessed in Arunachal Pradesh too. The festival of Theravada Buddhists, known as the Sunken Festival, commenced in various parts of Arunachal Pradesh with much fervor and gaiety to usher in the new year as per the Buddhist religious calendar. As per the tradition, people from all walks of life come together to pour the holy water on the images of Lord Buddha. The people also pour water on one another, signifying the cleansing of the body and soul. The holy bath of Lord Buddha is considered as an auspicious event in the festival, as people, irrespective of their age, dance to the beat of the drums as they carry out a procession to celebrate the festival. With inputs from Indo Chuku, this is Tinku Hajarika for Northeast Live.
Well, Meghalaya also soaked in the festive spirit during the celebration of Shatsuk Minsiam Festival. The annual Spring Festival is celebrated in the month of April as a thanksgiving to Mother Nature for good harvest and for fresh sowing of seeds. Hundreds of traditional dancers tapped their feet to the rhythmic drum beats and tangmuri, a folk instrument, at the waking ground in Shillong. The festival started with Ka Sing Lumped, or the drum beat, to signal and welcome all people for the gathering at Seng Khasi Hall in Mokhar. Later, a dance procession was carried out, what culminated at Waking Ground, the venue of the festival. The festival also reflects the idols of the Khasi society. The Shatsuk Minsiam dance is also symbolic of women fertility, where they are receptacles of seeds and bearers of fruit, and men are cultivators who plant, cultivate and nurture the seeds until they are harvested. Decked in their traditional attire of fine silk, gold and silver, the Khasi maidens graciously moves inside the circle, while the men with whips and swords dance with full enthusiasm outside the circle as protectors of the honors of womanhood. The Galo tribe of Arunachal Pradesh recently celebrated Mopin, a popular agricultural festival, at the premises of Central Doni Polo Yalam Keban in Pasighat. And during this festival, people smear rice powder on each other's faces, marking the start of the harvest festival. Women dressed in white finery present their slow and graceful dance moves during the fest. Prayers are offered during the fest of goddesses Annie Mopin for a prosperous life ahead. And during the 5-day-long festival, which is celebrated in the month of April, folk songs are sung along with an elegant dance known as Popper. The festival that marks the beginning of the spring season also stands as a symbol of peace and joy. The Galo community across the state actively participates in this auspicious celebration. It is said that this festival is celebrated in order to drive away the evil spirits. And in a message to the people of the Galo community on the joyous occasion, Chief Minister Pema Khandu lauded the Galos, one of the major tribes of the state, for safeguarding their rich cultural heritage. He also emphasized the need to preserve the distinct cultural identity of the indigenous communities of Arunachal Pradesh. And along with the Brahmaputra Valley, Assam's Barak Valley has also caught up with the festive spirit. While the Assamese community recently celebrated Rongali Bihu at Assamese Basti, the Bengali community celebrated Pahela Baisakh, also known as Poila Boishakh, that marks the beginning of the Bengali New Year at the Bongo Bhavan. The celebration at Bongo Bhavan was organized by a socio-cultural group called Barak Konto. As part of the fest, artists from neighboring Bangladesh was also roped in to enthrall the audience. The Bengali community celebrates the festival by holding special prayers as well as participates in various rituals and processions. A similar cultural program was also organized at Silchar Sangeet Vidyalaya. The festival acts as a unifier between the Assamese and Bengali community of Barak Valley, preaching the message of harmony and peace. Speaking on the occasion, former Vice-Chancellor of Assam University, Tapodhir Bhattacharya said, "It feels great that both Bengali and Assamese communities residing in Barak Valley have celebrated Rongali and Poila Boishakh with such great enthusiasm."
It coincides with the Bihu festival in the Brahmaputra Valley, and which signifies the celebration of harvest, youthfulness, vigor, and beauty, and of course rhythm, because without rhythm, no Bihu dance can be there. So it's a very wonderful coincidence that in one part of Assam, Bihu is being celebrated, and another part, the southern part, here in Barak Valley, we are celebrating the first day of Boishakh Navabarsha. We want to wish each other well, and so that in spite of many difficulties, hindrances, let us live a very smooth, peaceful, and harmonious life.
That in the first half of the day, we celebrated Rongali Bihu, and in the second half of the day, we are celebrating Poila Boishakh. That shows how much of, love consists amongst both Brahmaputra Valley and the Barak Valley.
And that's all we have for you in this episode of Region Diary. We will be back next week with another episode and with lots more interesting stories from the region. Till then, keep watching Northeast Live. Goodbye and take care.